guest is someone you already know. If this is the first time of you joining my live session, I want to say welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you've always watched me before, you know this is the best place to get travel gist. It's your one and only Waka Waka doctor here. Always bring you the best stuff when it comes to moving abroad. So I'm gonna just bring up my guest straight away. Focus. Leave Manchester United alone. Just focus. Let Manchester United be doing all what they are doing. Okay. Or should I just change this gesture? Maybe I should change this gesture. I don't know. Hello. How are you doing?
Hi,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
hi, good evening, doctor. How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you. Can you hear
I
me?
can
Yeah.
hear you perfectly well. Happy Sunday to you all. Good
Sunday,
evening.
Sunday is not quite. Sunday is not quite good today because they are flogging my dear team. They've destroyed us today.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry about that. Don't worry. Maybe tomorrow will be your day or next week will be the time for Manchester.
Hopefully, oh my God. Thank you very much for joining me. You're amazing as always. Today we're talking about jobs in New Zealand, in the Republic of Ireland, in the UK, in Australia. And one of the most difficult issues people have is positioning
Mm.
themselves. You know, getting the way to get those jobs. And these are some of the things we want to talk about. Jobs, you know, in all fields. You have to position yourself. You have to have the right qualification. You have to do the right things. And these are some of the things you'll be sharing with us today. Quickly, for those who don't know you, do you want to introduce yourself and just tell us who you are?
Thank you very much. My name is Laura Kolawale, and I'm the CEO of Gramor Education. Gramor Education is an educational consultancy that is focused on helping people to get the right qualifications, to upskill, and to position themselves, you know, for a career change, for a career boost. And we also ensure that we use education as a platform to take you to your next level. In addition, we also have a sister recruitment agency, Laurel Green Healthcare Services, and we have a domiciliary care agency in the UK. So that is a bit about myself. I'm a trained engineer, a civil engineer. I've worked in the UK for very many years now as a civil engineer. And right now, I'm just helping people using education as a tool to progress their career. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So, guys, I want you to know this is for everybody, not just Nigerians or Ghanaians. It's for Nigerians, Ghanaians, Indians, Filipinos, anywhere you are, South Africans, anywhere you are, and you're looking for a job abroad. This is what you want to. You want to watch this. You want to listen to this. So, my first question for you is, how is the international job market at the moment? How is it looking at the moment?
Competitive. In one word, that is what I would say. It's very competitive. Leaving your home and moving abroad, immigrating, relocating has never been an easy feat. It's a competitive market. I'm sure you made that move so many years ago, you know, very similar to me. I made the move, you know, over a decade ago. It was very competitive, but did it happen with the right planning, with the right strategy, with the right, you know, mind frame and everything? We managed to pull through. So whilst the market is very competitive, even more competitive than it was 2-3 years ago, it's still very possible. So every day people are making that move, people are making that switch, people are upskilling themselves, people are, you know, really taking that leap. So that's how the market is looking. There are lots of opportunities. There's huge demand in the healthcare sector, engineering sector, you know, medical sector. So just name it, IT sector, business sector. There are lots and loads of, you know, opportunities. However, it's competitive. So the market is big and at the same time competitive, but it's how we position ourselves really that matters in this market.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So, what are the difficulties? What constraints do applicants? Because you have mostly international applicants who want to apply for jobs,
Yeah.
people who are, abroad want to move to New Zealand, people abroad want to move to Australia, people abroad want to move to Ireland. What are the difficulties they face? Why are they not getting these jobs? What are the constraints?
There are some major constraints which I will enumerate, right here. Speaking as a business owner myself, as a business owner, before you recruit, you want to make a case. Why should I recruit this person? What value is this person going to add to my company? What value is this person going to add to my business? Remember, it's a business, it's not charity. I want someone that will come and work for me, work with me, and grow the business with me. So as an applicant listening to me, put yourself in the place of a business owner. What are you looking for in a potential employee? If you're able to put yourself in that place, you can start to think, what are the constraints I may face? Number one, the first constraint that you will face is competing against what? A global workforce. You're competing, it's a competition. There are so many people that want these jobs, not only you. And it's a global market you're competing against. You're not competing just in your local country. You're competing against people that have gone to the best schools. You're competing against people that are qualified or maybe even overqualified for the job. So you need to ask yourself, what am I bringing to the table? So your first challenge is going to be qualification. Your second challenge will be your skills, your expertise, what you're bringing to the table. And then your third challenge or constraint you're going to face is distance. So mind you, you are not in that location, but you are trying to go to that location. So there is already a barrier of distance. How do you break that barrier of distance? How do you break that barrier? Because sometimes, like, you're not in a particular place. You don't know what's happening there. You don't know how things are happening there. So distance could be a constraint. Distance could be a barrier. So take, for example, I had a student that got an interview, one of our grammatorial students. She got an interview sometime in March or so before the clock changed. And she missed the time because of that barrier, not knowing that there was a time difference. And they sent her, an email on Teams. And she missed that time. To me, it was a golden opportunity because it's a private hospital. So it's one of the private hospitals in the UK. And I felt really terrible how that opportunity was missed. So these are some of the constraints. You not being in that location, knowing exactly how things are done. So that could be a constraint. So I've mentioned 3 major constraints. Another constraint that international applicants face is in positioning themselves. There are strategies on how you can position yourself. And positioning yourself is knowing how things are done in that particular space you are going to. Let me tell you a short story. As a civil engineer, I came from a different country. And now I am in the UK. The software we used in my country were not the same software they were using in the UK at that time. So I had to find out what is obtainable in this market. What software are they using? And I had to go and upskill. Even though I had the qualification of civil engineering, even though I had a master's from one of the best universities in the world, Imperial College, that was not enough. The rejection mails were still coming in. So I had to strategize. I had to find out, why am I getting those rejections? And I had to go and do courses. AutoCAD, Civils 3D, I had to do all the softwares. Start Pro at the time, robots, all the engineering software. I had to go and learn them, add them to my CV. And then I started to get the calls for interview. So knowing how to strategize, getting the right information could be a constraint because sometimes information is not out there on Google. So knowing where to get the right information will go a long way to breaking these barriers and helping you to get those dream jobs.
You have helped a lot of people with recruitment process, especially in the UK, and now you're helping people move to Australia and New Zealand as well. What exactly, and you have links with recruiters, what exactly are these recruiters looking for? I know you've talked about the fact that you improve your CV, you might learn skills and all that. What exactly is it that recruiters are looking for from international applicants?
Number one, I would say recruiters are looking for the X factor. They are looking for that wow factor. They are looking for that person that will stand out from the crowd. Remember, that they are hiring you from thousands of miles. Perhaps they can't see you face to face. It's going to be maybe a Zoom call, or it's going to be, so you need to have that extra factor. You need to have that thing that is over and beyond what every normal applicant has. So for example, I receive dozens of, emails every day in my recruiter email. Okay, so one of the other caps that I wear is I'm a director of a home care agency. And every morning when I open my emails, I get emails from people from Zimbabwe, from India, from Pakistan. I want to come and work for your company as a domiciliary carer. And doctor, it's just the same thing. It's like they copied each other's cover letter. Everyone I see is the same, is copied. And then on this fateful day, I opened my email and I saw this very short paragraph from a lady from Zimbabwe. You know what? I said, I have to call this person immediately. She stood out. It was personal. I could feel the passion immediately. And I said, I want to speak to this person. So one thing that stands you out, one thing that recruiters are looking for is someone that is passionate, is someone that stands out, is someone that has the X factor. Take, for example, in care business, or in the care sector. If you're looking for a carer that has like a level 3 diploma, what that means is that they qualify for registration with CQC. So you want someone that can add value to your company. You don't want someone that will be a liability to you. That's another thing recruiters are looking for. Because you want a win-win situation. It's a symbiotic relationship. I want an applicant, I want an employee that can add value to my company. So when someone comes to me, if you are, for example, if you are an engineer or whatever sector you are, someone comes to you and apply for a job as a civil engineer and say, I know how to use Civils 3D. I know that that person is immediately coming to my company to add value. Or someone comes and say, I know how to use micro drainage. Micro drainage is one of the softwares that is in high demand for engineers in the UK. If you can use micro drainage, your starting salary is £50 an hour. So tell me, if an employer has just gotten a contract, maybe with a local authority or with the government, a contract worth 5 million, and he needs an engineer that can use micro drainage and Civils 3D, tell me why they won't hire you. It's not just about speaking grammar and passionate. You are passionate. Show your passion by what you have done. If you are passionate about engineering, you will know the softwares that are used in the engineering field. If you are passionate about healthcare, you would have developed yourself in the healthcare field. You will know what compliance is all about. You will know what CQC is all about. And you demonstrate your passion by what? By your knowledge, by your experience, and by your skills. So it's not enough to say I'm passionate. It's a cliche. We've heard that a lot. We've heard that a lot. We want you to be able to demonstrate your passion by what you have done, by your track records, by what you have learned, by your qualifications, by upskilling yourself. So these are the things that makes an applicant to stand out to an employer. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very, very much for that. I've got a series of questions written down there here for you. One I want to ask is, are there government or industry specific sponsorship programs that anyone can leverage if they want to secure jobs abroad? Because a lot of people, they always say waka waka doctor, you always say going abroad as a student is the easiest way, but I don't want to go as a student. I want jobs. I want to go and work abroad. So do you have any government or industry specific programs that would be able to provide sponsorship jobs for those who are taking the move abroad?
Absolutely. Every government is looking for skilled workers. Every country is looking for people that will come and add to their workforce, people that will come and bring in, their own quota, that will develop their workforce. So take, for example, the United Kingdom, where I am, has different schemes and different programs for people to come in. They have the skilled worker visa, where people that are skilled, there is a shortage occupation list. So if your profession is among the shortage occupation list, you can, find a job and you will be sponsored. There is the healthcare worker visa, because the UK is in need of healthcare workers. So there are also other schemes. I know in IT, there are other schemes, that I've also heard people come to talk about on your platform. But because I'm so much into healthcare now, That is what I know about. That's what I can talk about, and that's what I specialize in. But I know there are other schemes for, people in IT fields. IT is a popular one. Healthcare is a popular one. In New Zealand, there is the accredited worker visa. In Australia, there is the aged care worker visa. And in Ireland, there is the home care worker visa. So there are these different, so you can see that the government of these countries are interested in boosting these sectors. They're interested in boosting the engineering sector, the IT sector, the healthcare sector, the business sector, even the hospitality sector, farming sectors. They are interested in filling the labor shortages in these sectors. So yes, I am aware of all these sectors, but because we can't do everything, I've chosen a niche in the healthcare sector.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Now, let's talk about qualifications and skills. We're focusing on New Zealand, Republic of Ireland, Australia, and the UK. What are the skills and qualifications that are in demand in these countries?
Thank you very much. So for your sector, because I am aware that we have viewers from all over the world, and we also have viewers from all different sectors, different disciplines, ranging from the arts to the sciences, to the medical, to the healthcare sectors. So I would say, like what I did many years ago, you need to find out what are the skills that are in demand for your sector. So for engineering, civil engineering, I had to find out what were the softwares that were in demand and go and learn them. For IT, you need to find out what are the in-demand things. I know that there are other IT people that have come here, you've brought on your platform to talk about IT, to talk about project management. So you can go and find out for your, for your particular sector. For the healthcare sector, you need to have the skills that are in demand. I know for the NHS, because I recruit for the NHS will not sponsor any level below band 3. So for you to be band 3, you need to have a level 3 diploma, a minimum of level 3 diploma. And mind you, that qualification, level 3 diploma, is a very heavy one, even here in the UK. To have a level 3 diploma is a very important qualification because it is recognized by CQC. And not all level 3 diploma are the same. You can't just do a level 3 diploma online, only online, strictly online. You can't. I dare to say that Gramor Education is one of the few companies, schools that offer the level 3 diploma outside of the UK. So the level 3 diploma is a very strict one, the one that is RQF. That is the one that is recognized by the NHS and CQC. And it needs to be Ofqual regulated. Ofqual is the Office of Qualification in the United Kingdom. And any certificate that carries that Ofqual is globally recognized, is recognized all over the world. If you take that certificate to Canada, take it to New Zealand, take it to Australia, take it anywhere in the world, that level 3 diploma is recognized. Is recognized by CQC, is recognized all over the world. So with reference to healthcare, the level 3 diploma is your minimum benchmark standard for getting the healthcare worker visa and jobs in the healthcare.
So I suppose my next question would be, how does Gramor come into the play with all this? How do you assist applicants who are looking for jobs in Australia, New Zealand, the Republic of Ireland, the UK? What does Gramor do then?
So thank you very much for that question, Doctor. Gramor has helped so many people to position themselves. Number one, we start by empowering you. Gramor teaches you how to do what? How to fish. We don't give you fish at Gramor. We teach you how to fish. So Gramor prepares you for the level 3 diploma. And Doctor, I want to say this on your platform because I know that so many of your followers will come in. I've even had people saying, just give me the certificate. Please, can I say this live? The certificate is not Gramor certificates. I don't have power to issue anybody certificates. The certificate is from an Ofqual awarded body. All Gramor does is we are delivery partners. So we train you, we give you the assessment, we give you the hospital placement, the practical experience, and at the end of the day, your work will be assessed by the assessors in the UK. Your work will go through an internal quality assurance team, and then it will be passed on to the awarding body before your certificate can be issued. So Gramatorial assists and supports you, teaches you and trains you to get these certificates. And in addition, we also help to facilitate the practical hospital placement. So it's not just theory, or it's not just online. It's not a course you just go and do online and get a certificate online. No. So we also partner with what? We partner with hospitals. So when you do this course, you'll be going to hospital for your placement, because this course, you must be able to demonstrate occupational competency. Doctor, I'm sure you understand what occupational competency means in the context of the healthcare field.
Yeah.
The healthcare sector is a regulated sector. Is highly regulated. We have a lot of compliances to meet. So we are monitored and regulated by CQC. So what that means is that for you to get this certificate, you need to be observed in practice. You need to be occupationally competent, and therefore Gramatorial has partnered with various hospitals and healthcare settings in different countries of the world, not only Nigeria, in different countries. Gramatorial is not only Nigeria, we are global. We are in different countries of the world. So as you are doing the theory part of the course, you also be doing the practicals. We will partner with hospitals and facilitate this and support you to get a hospital where you do your practicals. We do practicals in different clinical modules, ranging from intravenous cannulation to teaching you phlebotomy skills. We do wound drainage dressing, do so many different catheter, inserting catheter, removal of catheter bag. So every clinical skill that you need to be an accomplished healthcare professional, healthcare support worker, will give that to you as part of the level 3 diploma training. So this is how Gramatorial will support you. And in addition, we provide career support. That is the highlight. We do not leave our students. We provide career support to help you get this job. So after you've gotten the training, after you've gotten the qualification, you need to get a job to go with it. So we also support with the job search, job applications. And until you get your visa, Gramatorial will be there to hold you by the hand as long as you are ready to stay. And as I mentioned, we have gone ahead to get a recruitment company and a domiciliary care agency that will facilitate all these things for our students and everybody that comes to us. It's not automatic, but we'll give the required support that you need.
All right. Right. Thank you very much. Guys, look, there are so many questions. It is impossible for me to be able to answer all the questions. It is not possible. I mean, I've got like 51 questions. I cannot answer 51 questions. So what you can do is you send a DM to Gramatorial Education. That's why I've pinned the handle. The handle is at the bottom of your screen. You can send a DM to them and someone would answer your question. Anybody in the world can join in. It is an online and physical training. Send a DM to them, they would answer your questions. I brought someone here. Good evening. You have experience with Gramatorial Education. I always like to have some form of proof so that people know what's going on, and they'll know whether this is the truth or is just fugazi. So can you tell us what has been your experience with Gramatorial? What have they done for you? What has your experience been?
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Benny.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Good
Yes,
evening.
we can hear you.
Good evening, Ma'am Laura. So glad to be on the same platform with you guys this evening. So I've been a student of Gramatorial, and I'm still a student of Gramatorial. So we started this journey last year, November, about a year now. And I would say it's been interesting. It's been challenging. But, when you know where you are going to, when you know what you have signed in for, you will give it all it takes. So when we started last year, there's a cohort ahead of us. We have an October cohort, we have a November cohort. And how did I get to know about Gramatoria? I have a friend of mine, a very good friend, childhood friend of mine that stays in the island, Republic of Ireland. So, and she moved with her family about a year last year. So, and she knows I've been on this journey of relocating, looking for a sponsored job and all. I didn't want to go through the education route. I want to get into the country and start working. So I don't know how she got her hand to Gramatoria flyer. So she screen grabbed it and sent it to me. So she was like, Benny, look at this thing and check it out. So I got it the same day she sent it to me. I put a call through to the number that was there. So one of the Gramatoria representative, Mr. Pascal, picked it up. That was how the journey started. I signed in, and it's been a beautiful experience, as I said, and it's been equally challenging and difficult at the same time. So when we started, we thought it was going to be, like a walk in the park. Something very easy, something you can stroll into class and stroll out of class and stuff, We've all been to the university and all. Sometimes we don't really pay attention to things, that during the exam we'll have our way and we'll get it done. But as the program progresses, I came to realize that, man, you have to really, really be serious with what you're doing. You have to put in the work, put in the effort. Ma'am Laura was bombarding us left, right, and center, no breathing space. And she keep hammering it that this course is highly is a very important certificate that is approved by CQC, RQF, OFQA, and is globally recognized. That there's no way you will flip that certificate that people will not get attracted. People will be like, want to have a second look at what you have. So it stands you out in the crowd. So as the course progressed, I realized that it is actually a serious thing I've signed myself in. The same with some of my cohorts. I'm working and I'm still working. I'm a 9 to 5 person in Nigeria. So my personal take on it, it took me a lot. We are almost at the end of the program. That's for my own cohort and people that follow through. It took, yes, people that follow through, because it's not everybody that follow through, because this program is demanding. You have to be serious with what you're doing. You have to know the reason you signed in. And, and like I used to tell people, my bishop used to say, nothing good in life comes easy. If you're not ready to pay the price, if you're not ready to burn the midnight candle, you will not get this certificate. It's not something that comes easy, because this certificate is very important. It carries weight. If I have to use that language, it carries weight. It's not a certificate that you will get tomorrow to the next day it expires. No, it's a certificate that will last you a lifetime. You can use it to upgrade. If you're a serious person and you want to venture to other parts of the health sector, it's going to take you there. So when Laura explained everything to us and we understood what the certificate is all about, it's not just getting you a care job. If you're a serious person, you can become a doctor through this line. You can become a registered nurse through this line. You can become a mental health nurse. You can become a dentist. You can become anything on the healthcare industry. You can become, as far as becoming a doctor, if you are serious. So when I saw it, and with the help of my husband, he kept pushing me. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. And today, I have a testimony, not just me, but a lot of us that followed through. Some people fell out of the, by the wayside, because they couldn't keep up. It's demanding. It's going to take your time. It's going to take you have to put in effort. You have to research. You have to, it takes data. It takes internet. You have to spend money apart from your school fees. And honestly, by the time I'm not saying this to sell Gramatoria to the world. No, I'm just relating my own personal experience. So when I made my own personal research about NVQ3 diploma and what I stand to gain and what it is going to get me at the end of the day, I have to buckle up. I have to buckle up. You know, it was not easy. Assignments, homeworks, you know, going to the hospital. I juggle it with my 9 to 5. You have to go to the hospital because you have to get practical experience. It's not what you
need to
write.
cut you short. I need to cut you a bit because it's quite impressive. And what you've just said is very, very impressive. That you combine your 9 to 5 with this training, which is very rigorous based on what you said.
Yeah.
You have to do the theory online, and then you have to do the practical as well. That is fantastic. And I need to tell you, well done. A lot of people want magic. A lot of people want boom, and I am in the UK. Boom, and I'm in New Zealand. Just snap my feet or raise my leg. Let me be, you know, let me find myself in Ireland. But it doesn't work that way. You need to put in the work. I mean, that is why you cannot cut corners. That is why people come to the UK, and when they get here, they find that, you know, the system is different. You can't talk to patients anyhow. You have to handle things with care. You have to document everything. Otherwise, you lose your job, you lose your sponsorship, you go back home. You know, so people don't understand that it takes a lot of work to be able to achieve this thing. So it's not about you just, you know, just snapping your fingers and you want to be in the Republic of Ireland immediately. You need to put the work. And I'm so glad that you understood in time and you were able to tap into this, combining it with your own, you know, full-time job, and you've achieved this much. I'm just going to give you 1 minute to round up so that I can move to our other speaker because we don't have a lot of time.
Okay. So for the interested student, for the student that wants to sign into this program, my advice to you is this: know that this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You have to be ready to walk. You have to be ready to answer when they call you. You know, it's not a certificate that somebody dashes you. You have to work for it. And exactly. So you have to be fully equipped. You have to be prepared. You have to get resources down because you need resources, financial resources. So, and again, you have to set your priorities right. Why am I going into this thing? What do I want to achieve? What time am I giving myself? So if you set your priorities down, right, write your goals down and follow it step by step, you will achieve it. So and not the last thing I want to say, I am a believer in Christ Jesus. Prayer has helped me. When I get at a roadblock, I turn back to God. Please help me. I can't do this thing alone. That is overwhelming. This course is overwhelming. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I'm so glad where I am right now. And that the thing I used to tell my children is that we are one step in Nigeria, we are the next step either in Australia or in the UK, because we have crossed the line. So always pray. Psalm 37, verse 4 to 5. You know, delight yourself in the Lord.
I am so excited for you, and I really do hope that your dream comes true. Stick with Gramor and continue doing what you're doing. I'm sure that very soon everything would happen for you. Another thing that I need to point out to people is it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter the country where you're from. It doesn't matter your age. Age is not a barrier. It doesn't matter your academic qualification. Anybody can join this program so long as you want to work in the New Zealand, in the UK, in Australia, you want to work in the healthcare sector, you're able to do this. Thank you very, very much, Ma, for coming. I'm going to join our second guest. We have our second guest.
Okay, can you please exit me?
Mom, Kathy Love. Kathy, how are you? Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you please exit me?
Exit Benny.
Yeah, I can hear you a bit. Talk to us about your own experience. What has your experience been?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me, Ma'am Laura and the Waka Waka Doctor. My student so far. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. Go on.
Okay, my experience so far with Gramor, I would say it has not really been easy because I was thinking the program was going to like be easier the way I saw it, but when I got into it, I knew I had to put in more work. Just as the last speaker said, I had to put in more work. I had to, of course, I'm also a 9 to 5 person. I work 9 to 5, 1 o'clock, and I knew I needed to create more time for me to able to get these certificates. Because from my own perspective, I thought it was going to be easy, but down the line, I realized I cannot just be spoon-fed. I had to make more sacrifice, and because I knew what I wanted and what I was going into, so I had to create more time for my assignment, for my placement at the hospital, and still also I'm able to go to my own personal work where I work to 9 to 5. And so my journey so far, I just believe you have to put in more work and be ready to that what you are doing, you have to create time for it. Because if you don't create time for it, it's not going to be easy for you. So you just have to create time. And one thing that material has always helped us is that they always hold us by the hand. Like what that speaker said, they don't spoon feed us. They taught us how to feed ourselves and how to do it.
You know, you've heard this saying that nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. You can ask everybody who's moved abroad. They didn't just disappear and they're abroad. There's a pathway to it. There's a work. There's effort. There's sacrifice that has been made. Those of us that moved through jobs, we had to go through interviews. We had to learn. We had to be professionals. We had to get certifications. Those who went through school, they had to have a degree. They have to apply. It's sacrifice. And for you trying to get jobs in the healthcare, you have to learn the process. And thank you very much for coming here to share. And I'm hoping that, very soon we'll see you in any of these countries, depending on your choice. Thank you very much, Kathy.
Thank you.
You so much.
Thank you.
All right, I've got somebody else that I want to hear from. Rosemary, how are you doing? Good evening. Thanks for joining. You've been with Gramatorial as well. I like to share experiences. I want you to talk about what has your experience been with Gramatorial?
What stage are you at?
And what stage are you at the moment?
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Laura. Thank you, Waka Doctor. Good evening, all. Can you hear me very well?
Yes.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, it has been an awesome journey so far. It's been very interesting, very educative. In fact, like the other of my colleagues said, Benny, I don't think when I was in the higher institution, no, this is more than being in the university. I think I was relaxing, but now I think I'm awake. And Gramatorial will really drill you, really push you, even when you're tired. Ma'am Laura will not even allow you to be tired, because there are times you wake up in the middle of the night, you see her messages, and you wonder, is this woman not sleeping? Like, sometimes at the time she even reach out to us, sometimes it's not even the time you expect her to be awake. She takes you by the hand. Gramatorial will pull you through and make sure that you don't give up. And one of the things that really interests me in Gramatorial is the way they carry us along. At any given time, there's always somebody to talk to. There's always somebody to talk to. If you're ready, Gramatorial is ready. And the stage I'm in.
How long have you been with Gramatorial? And what stage are you now?
One of the of the initial set that we've claimed certificate from UK, and we're just waiting for the certificate to be issued. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can
you hear me? You can't hear me. Sorry.
I'm finding it difficult to hear you, Laura. But Rosemary, can you speak so that I can hear you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was one of the sets. I started October, and I'm at the October last year, and I'm at the end stage already. In some few days to come, my certificate will be ready. Although it takes a lot of process, a lot of steps, and there are a lot of guidelines to getting the certificate. And at that stage, I honestly speaking, I thought I was lost, but Gramatorial found me again, because they really helped me, they guided me, and at any time you can reach out to them and they'll guide you. That's just the truth. So I'm at the end. Any moment from now, I should be getting my certification.
So, Doctor,
do you have any regrets? Any regrets joining Gramatorial and training?
No. I don't have. There's zero regrets. I've learned. In fact, Gramatorial has. Benny said something. Gramatorial has taught me how to pray. Gramatorial has made me to know how to trust. In fact, I can say I don't believe in myself, but I believe in Gramatoria. That's how much Gramatoria is. Then another thing is that Gramatoria has taught me how to, relate with people, because
Yeah.
the way you relate with patients, it becomes part of your life. So it makes you learn how to relate. Even to my own child at home, I discovered that I don't just want to enforce my will on her. Because of some of the lectures I've gotten from Gramatoria, and how I've been able to implement it in my placement. So make patients have choice. That's how also what I do at home. So it has really helped me. It made me to know how to relate with elderly people. Gramatoria will teach you patience. So it has really been interesting. It has really been interesting. And I will really say kudos to Mam Laura. For me, she's one person, but I feel she's 12 in one, because I don't know how she can still look this beautiful with all guys. Mom Laura, well done.
Wow,
And managing us,
fantastic. Thank
she's always
you
calm
very,
at
very
any
much.
time.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you very,
welcome.
very much. I like to hear this type of reviews. I like to hear it means that something is working. Of course, like we've heard from initial speakers, the road isn't one that you just relax and hope that everything just goes and somebody comes and spoon feeds you. You have to do your own work as well. Thank you very, very much for joining us. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Okay,
Thank
Laura,
you.
we're back to you. We're back to you, Laura. We're back. Now I want us to talk about this because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Do you have students at the moment who have been successful with the process, who have collected their certificates, have applied for jobs, have gotten jobs and stuff like that?
Yes, doctor, absolutely. I do have. I just want to say something off the back of what all of them said, and I allow them to come unfiltered to talk about the process, because it's good that people know what they are getting into. So people don't think that this is another online course that they are just putting in for, like some of the online courses, and within 3 months they have gotten a certificate and it's going to be so easy. I like that everybody has come to say, I have a 9-to-5 job, or some of the people that have come, it wasn't easy. It wasn't a walk in the park. You need to know to be honest, this is not for everybody. This is not a pathway for everybody. If you're the kind of person that wants to get things quickly, if you are the kind of person that is impatient, if you are the kind of person that doesn't know how to do coursework and assignments, this is not a pathway for you. So that's just one thing I want to say. And another thing I want to say before I answer your question, doctor, is that I just want to read a note from one of our assessors, because the assessors we have assessors in Nigeria now, thankfully, but most of the assessors are in the UK. So one of the assessors said, hi, she was speaking to another assessor. I'm in the same boat and I'm not lowering my standards. You have to remember, we are giving them a certificate to enter nurse training. Doctor, I don't know if I screenshotted and sent this to you. We are giving them a certificate to enter nurse training. So this certificate is something that allows you to progress into nursing. It's an RQF, regulated qualification. So it's not another online course. And having said that, to answer your question, doctor, yes, we have plenty of success stories. We have lots of success stories. With the first cohort, it was very tricky because it was our first cohort. As usual, as expected, and we have come to the end of that stage with them, as they have said. Their certificates have been applied to be claimed from TQ UK, and we are awaiting that to come through. And once that certificate comes out this week, I will be the first person to come back and post it and say, hey, look at it. That is if anybody will allow me to do that. So we've had plenty of, success stories with the Grammatorial students, one that have been successful in getting jobs in Ireland, have been successful in getting jobs in UK, and we have just started Australia and New Zealand. So we do not have any testimonials for Australia and New Zealand yet, because we have only started the first cohort for Australia and New Zealand. We started that cohort in September. So that cohort started in September. So we don't have any testimonials for that yet. But we have plenty of testimonies. We have interviews that are ongoing, NHS interviews, domiciliary care interviews. We also have students that have gotten jobs and are currently in the process of processing their visa. I actually have a student that is arriving in the UK tomorrow. So she will be getting ready. She's arriving in the UK tomorrow. She was very busy preparing herself, so I don't think she can join us. And some people don't want to come live. So I really thank, those people that came live, because not everybody wants to come live and talk about their personal journeys, especially traveling abroad, relocating. These are some things that people like to keep very private. So thank you to everybody that came live. In terms of
Fantastic.
success stories, yeah.
So, I mean, I suppose the last question I would really want to ask is, how can people reach out to you? I've pinned this at the bottom of the screen, but I want them to hear it from you.
So if you have stayed till this time, if you have watched till this time, it means that you are one of those people that you are ready to do what? To stay true to the end. You're going to be one of those people that will follow this course through to the end. I'm sure you would go back and do your research on the level 3 diploma. You will go on the NHS website, track job website, Australian government website, and you will go and confirm the validity, or you will go and verify if the things we are saying about this qualification is true and where this qualification can get you to. So if you are one of those people that have hanged in with us till this time, you can reach out to us on Instagram. On Instagram is Gramor Education. Just send us a DM and someone will be in the DM to respond to you immediately. Or if you prefer emails, you can send us an email at info@gramatorial.com. It's info@gramatorial. Make sure it's a double MAR, gramatorial.com, and we'll be ready to pick up your email. We help people with level 3 diploma qualification. If you are already a qualified nurse, we have a package for you. If you are already a qualified healthcare professional, we have a package for you. It's called our 2 weeks package. For the UK, we do 1 month package. If you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, and we teach you, we coach you. If you're a dentist, there are lots of jobs out there for people that want to come in. Of course, you won't come in as a registered doctor or as a registered nurse or as a dentist. There are other pathways that you can come through. Doctor, I shared one with you recently of a doctor that came as, an ophthalmic, got an offer as an ophthalmic technician. So there are other pathways we can advise you to come through if you're a doctor or you are a nurse or you are, a qualified medical professional, and you do not want to go through the licensure or the accreditation process. You just want to find another pathway to come to the UK. We have the 2 weeks course, the 2 weeks mentoring and coaching course that is starting on the 6th of November. On the 13th of November, sorry, if I mix up the dates. We have the level 3 diploma November cohort starting on the 6th of November. And we also have the non-ROQF that is also starting in November. So these are some of the, offers that we have for you. We also have a service for nurses that are looking to work in the NHS that are in the red list zone. So if you are in a red list country and you've been applying to the NHS and you have not been successful, you have already your IELTS and your CBT, then you can reach out to us. We also have a package for you. Thank you very much, Doctor.
And thank you very, very much. I'm going to leave this video on my Instagram page for those who want to watch later on. But this has been how to position yourself to get sponsorship jobs in the United Kingdom, Republic of Ireland, New Zealand, and Australia, especially if you're going into the healthcare sector. Thank you very much for coming, Laura. Till I see you again, another video, another episode. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good week. Bye, everyone. See you soon.